fellow jazz nerds all over the world. Sandra, Sherman here. Greetings from Vienna, Austria. I made a chord melody arrangement of Wes Montgomery's classic Montgomery blues, also known as D natural blues. The funny thing is I have never heard this blues in D natural, in D major key. I've only heard it in B flat major, so I made my arrangement in B flat major. All right, I also made tabs for you to download. The links are down below in the description box. Click the little arrow or more info and you'll see them. And now let's get bluesy. We have a regular 12-bar blues here with actually one section, but it's repeated and has a second ending. So we're gonna use our thumb like Wes did, no pick at all, and we play octaves most of the time. So let me just quickly show you what we're gonna use most of the time in this tune. Octaves on the lower two pair of strings are, let's say, the 5th of the E string and the 7th of the D string, and this is always an octave. The same we have the same thing from the A and D string, G string, sorry. And then for G and B, this pair goes for 3 frets apart, the 5th and the 8th fret, and also the G and the E string pair is 3 frets apart, 5th and the 8th. Now we have a string in between, and we need to mute this string with our index finger. So the index just touches ever so slightly that next string and mutes it. And also the index mutes the higher strings. So with your thumb, please try to use your flesh and not your nail. You can play all the strings or more than just the 2 by muting the rest of them. That's very important. Try that first so you're ready for the show, and here we go. Here's the first phrase of the song, the first 2 bars, and I want to play it for you quickly so you can hear what it sounds like, and then I break it all down for you in detail, show you everything slowly and easy. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we start with octaves. We start on the 3rd fret of the D string and the 6th fret of the B string. And I hit the strings. I try not to touch, to play with my right hand the A string, okay? Otherwise I'd have to move with my middle finger that A string too. So I try not to do that at all. Then I have the same 3rd and 6th, but of G and E strings. I start on 4 and 3, 4 and 1, and I play those twice. Then another time, and then I go back. And 1 and triplet. The last one of the triplets is the 6th of the D and the 9th of the B string. And I just go, I just have to glide over there. And 1 and triplet. Then I have a little rest. And then I glide over to the 6th with my pinky. I play a chord now. It's the B flat 13 chord. We're on the 1st grade, so first grade we have a B flat 7, or in this case B flat 13 chord. 6th of E, 6th of D, 7 of G, and 8 of B. And I hit those strings, I mute my E string and my high E string. Okay. And it's a little rest again. Then I have my octaves down here, and they're only 2 frets apart, as I told you in the beginning. And this is the 6th of E and the 8th of the D string. Then the 4th of the A and the 6th of the G string, sorry. Then I move up to the right, so I'm on the 6th and on the 8th of A and D. And then I slide 2 to the right. I'm on the 8th and 10th now. 8 of A, 10 of D. Okay. And this back to the 4th again. 4th of A and 6th of D. We're still in B flat. 1st grade. And then we're changing over to the 4th grade, and that's the E flat. We have a quick change here. So that 2nd bar is an E flat. Usually you have 4 bars of the 1st grade of B flat, but in jazz blues we have the 2nd bar, a quick change, which means the 4th grade, the E flat in this case. So I'm changing to excuse me, the 6th of A, the 5th of D, and the 6th of G. That's an E flat 7. Okay, don't play the B and E strings. Mute them. Okay. All right, and here's the entire first phrase at slow speed, slow tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here's the second phrase, back to B flat again. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we start on the 3rd of D and the 6th of B. Have our octaves again. Then 1 down, 3 of G and 6 of E. We're back to B flat now, and 1, that's B flat. It's the root, by the way. Then all the way up, same strings, G and E string, 8 and 11th, 8G, 11E. Then 2 down, 6 and 9, and 1 up, 7 and 10. That's the major third, and that's the target note. So he's chromatically approaching it. Okay, that's the 3rd of the B flat. That's jazz, ain't that great? Back to 3 and 6 of G and E strings again. 3 and 6 of D and B strings. And now we're changing the strings from to A string and D strings, 6 and 8, 6A, 8D, and the same goes for E and D, 6 and 8. Okay, up until here. And now he's for a B flat 7 arpeggio. That's the 3rd, the 7th, the root and the 7th. And of course, wouldn't be Wes without his octaves. So, slides into the 5th of A and the 7th of G from 1 fret below. Then the 6th of E and 8th of D. Oops. And 2 to the left. Then we're on 4 of E and 6 of D. Bam, bam, bam. Okay. And going to the fourth grade, the real fourth one, like in a regular blues, E flat we are, and we're chromatically approaching it by playing E. The E9 chord, 7 of A, 6 of D, 7, 7, 7 of G, B, and E string. 7, 6, 7, 7, 7, no E string. All the way through, going down one step, one fret to the left, and we have E flat, 6, 5, 6, 6, 6. You can slide it actually. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Okay. Yeah, there's still a little that I've added. That's not in the original song, but there's just like a hole in there. So I wanted to fill that hole with a little Sandra blues lick. Okay, that's the 8 of D. We're still in E flat. That's the 6th of G. Okay, so we have the 5th and the 7th of the chord. Then the 8th of G. Then I slide to the blue note. Okay, we're in the B flat blues scale here. Okay. Yep. Then I'm down to the root, the B flat again. That's the 8th of the D string and the 6th of the G string. Those are all triplets. Triplet, triplet. Try to play it a little dynamically from quiet to loud. Okay, and that's it. Now let me play that entire phrase number 2 for you at slow tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Phrase number 3 goes all the way from E diminished to B flat 7 down to G7 altered chord. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. We start out with a C minor 7 chord. Sounds great. 5th of the D string, 5th of the G string, 4th of B, and 6th of E. We play that twice. 1, 2, and now it's for the E diminished. Here's the E. 5th of D, 6th of G, 5th of B, that's the root, and 6th of E string. 5, 6, 5, 6. Twice. Actually, can you leave your pinky where it is? From C minor 7 to E diminished. All right, and now it's back to the 1 chord again. I slide over with my ring finger and I have my B flat 7. I played with my thumb bass, but you can play like this with all 4 fingers if that feels better to you. 6th of E, 6th of D, 7th of G, and 6th of B. You can strum it. I think I sometimes play it with my fingers, thumb, index, middle ring finger. Twice. Just once, sorry. Okay. Now it's for that riffy kind of thing. Okay, blues riff in B flat. 8 of D and 8 of G. That's the B flat sus chord. Now the 6th of D and the 6th of G, so just 2 down. And I hammer with my middle finger to the 7th of the G string. That's a quick hammer. It's not 2 notes, 2 separate notes, not like, but it's whoop. Okay, then I bridge my ring finger from the D over to the A. I don't let them ring together. So what I do is, I do this, and I don't know the English term for this, but you see what I'm doing here with my knuckle. Okay. Then A string on the 6th and the E string on the 6th. Then I slide the D, which is the 3rd of the B flat, from 4th to 5th fret. And now it's for the G7 chord, which I chromatically approach by playing G sharp 7 before. So I have the 4th of E, the 4th of D, and the 5th of G, and then I go down 1, 3, 3, 4. G7, G sharp 7, G7. And here's the entire phrase number 3 for you at slow tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. And phrase 4 is already the last couple bars in that first chorus. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. We start at count 3 and with the octave that we always start with, the 3 of the D string and the 6th of the B string. We played thrice, 3 times, 4 times, and 4 and 1. And the last one is really short staccato. 1, 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 1. Then quickly over to the C minor 7. We play the cadence now, C minor, F, B flat. C minor 11, that's the 8th of the E string, the 8th of D and G strings, and the 6th of the B string. Okay? We play that twice. Strum with your thumb. Don't play that. It needs to have some dynamics now. Then back down to that same octave we had before, that FS. 3 of D and 6 of B. Twice, I think. Yeah, twice. Then it's for the 5th chord, which is the F7. I have the 8 of A. Actually, I don't play the root here, so I start with the 7th of D. And where we go, and the 8th of G and the 6th of B, 7D, 8G, 6B. I fret everything, but I just play from the D string. I just want the high strings. It doesn't matter if you touch the root, but I want the higher strings to sound. Okay. Twice again, 2 F7s. Then we play the lowest string and the highest string of that chord, the A string on the 8th fret of A, and the highest is the 6th of the B. That's why I didn't play the bass before, because I want to save it for now. And then I play the lower 3 strings, A, D, and G strings. So I have that octave. This time I pick it with my fingers because I don't want everything in between to sound. And then I'm lower 3 strings. Okay. Then I bridge my pinky over to the B string of the 8th fret. I have a little melody going on now. 6th of the B. Sorry. Then the 9th of the G string and the 8th of the G string. Then the 8th of the D string. And then I slide from on the G string, from the 6 to the 7. And these are 2 notes now. It's not a quick whoop, but it's 6, 7, 1, 2. Okay, from and then root B flat, that's the 8 of the D string. Okay, let's go through that slowly. C minor, F7, octaves, basses, line. One more time. And now we have that turnaround chords. This one is for the B flat 7 already. We just play the root here. And now we have the 6th chord, which is the G7, and we chromatically approach it by playing the G sharp 7. That's the 11th of A, the 10th of D, and the 11th of G. And we go down to the G7, 1 fret below, 10, 9, 10, okay? I don't strum, I use my fingers now. 1 is the B flat, 1, 2, 3. Now it's for the C7 chord, and we chromatically approach it by playing the C sharp 7 or D flat 7. That's 9 of E, 9 of D, and 10th of G. And then I go down to the C7, 8, 8, 7. Okay, from B flat. And to B7, that's the 7, 7, 8. And to B flat 7, 6, 6, 7. It's all chromatic down from D flat. So this is the 1 grade, 6th grade, G7. Chromatic approach to the 2nd grade, that's C7. And this stands for F7, that's the tritone substitute to F7. It leads better in the bass to B flat to the 1st again. This was a little tricky, so I'm gonna show you everything slowly now. 1, 2, 3. As for the A2 section, it's identical to section A1 with the exception of the turnaround, the ending. All right, we come from F7. And then we have that B flat single note on the 8th fret of the D. And that was our first note instead of the B flat of the turnaround, okay? Then actually the first bar is still the same. Okay, we have that G sharp 7, 11A, 10D, 10G, going down to the G7, 10, 9, 10, then changing over to D flat 7, that's 9E, 9D, and 10G, and going 1 to the left, 8, 8, 9. That was the first bar, that's still the same. But now we go to an F7 and we chromatically approach it via an F sharp 7. And that's the 9th of A, the 8th of D, and the 9th of G. And now I go down 1 to the left, 8, 7, 8, and I'm on F7. That's my 5 chord. So no more tritone substitute. Here's the real deal in the second house. And then I want to go to my ending chord, the B flat 7, and I chromatically approach it via the B7. That's the 7th of E, 7th of D, 8th of G. And I'm down, 1 to the left, 6, 6, 7, and I'm home on B flat 7. So let me play that second house, the ending, the turnaround for you. 3, 4, 1. Hey, I had a blast teaching you Montgomery blues. Please let me know if you want to learn some more Wes Montgomery stuff. Please leave a comment in the comment section below. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I see you next week. Servus, Baba.